Hello and welcome to this brief video on the ABCDE Model of Counselling. My name is Arul Johnson. I'm a HR practitioner and engineer, and I'd like to share some insights on this interesting model or framework in counseling. The learning goals of this session include learning how to use the ABCDE method effectively in counseling self and others, to dispute deeply held beliefs of the unconscious mind, fine-tuning your thought process towards scientific and realistic beliefs, understanding the need to use rationality and emotional intelligence, and understanding the need to gauge others' intentions and motives in an interpersonal setting. First, I'd like to share some quotes on the topic of beliefs. Beliefs do not change facts. Facts, if one is rational, should change beliefs. The second quote runs like this: the fight or flight response is designed to aid survival in dangerous or threatening situations. The ABCD model involves A, an activating event or adversity; B is a belief about the event or adversity; C, the consequences of the belief; D is disputes to change the belief; and E, which is affecting new beliefs. This model is part of the humanistic psychology, which has objectives like increased self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-expression, openness, and reduced defensiveness. Counseling is a helping profession which has produced so many books like The Barefoot Counselor, Client-Centered Therapy, Eric Burns' Transactional Analysis, and Games People Play. Different schools of psychology include cognitive psychology, humanistic psychology, psychoanalysis, behaviorism, and Gestalt psychology. The key concepts of rational emotive behavior therapy include a stress on thinking, judging, analyzing, and doing. It assumes that thoughts, emotions, behaviors interact to have a causal effect relationship. What are the three main beliefs of REBT? Number one, it's unconditional self-acceptance, unconditional other acceptance. Other here talks about your significant other, like your partner, parents or children, boss or friend, or anybody in your life. Number three is unconditional life acceptance, life in its entire variety and diversity. The E in REBT stands for emotions. Emotions could vary from happiness, sadness, anger, fear, tenderness, or excitation. The ABCD model refers to REBT, which was proposed by Albert Ellis. This got changed or morphed to CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. These are essentially part of the positive psychology movement, which say that increasing happiness, not just curing disease and coping with adversity, are the broader goals of psychology, and that finding flow and meaning in life are also purposes of psychology. It adds to greater confidence and competence. I'm reminded of the verse from Bible, I can do all things through God who strengthens me. Some new concepts in psychology include CBT, which integrates thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and introducing a new theory of well-being called PERMA. P standing for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for relationship, M for meaning, and A for accomplishment. The ABCD model initially started with A, B, and C. A stood for adversity, B for beliefs, and C for consequences of those beliefs. The adversity could be a negative event or a circumstance. For example, we can talk about a girl called Geeta who was not selected for choir. That is adversity or the activating event in her life. B is the belief that she carried because of that she had a terrible voice and that she is never going to be any good at singing. See the consequences of those beliefs. She felt sad, gave up on practicing singing altogether. So what are the different types of beliefs? Here we see a woman who has beliefs like, I don't know everything, seize the day, women are smarter than men, There is no point in complaining, it's pointless. People who don't try new things are losers. I'm too good for him. It's my job to take care of others. People who are always happy annoy me, and unless I am in control, I am unhappy. So these are some of the beliefs about life and herself that a person like her carries. The ABCDE model includes D and E, which D stands for disputes to challenge irrational beliefs, and E involves installing new beliefs which replace irrational beliefs. So these negative beliefs or self-limiting beliefs could be demands, awfulizing, low frustration tolerance, or depreciation. Demands could involve demand for success, fair treatment, and respect, also called as entitlement. Awfulizing involves considering adverse events as awful or terrible. Low frustration tolerance involves perfectionism or the beliefs that one could not stand or tolerate adversity. Depreciation is the belief that one event reflects on the person as a whole. That, for example, when I fail, it shows that I'm a complete failure. So these self-limiting beliefs could be risk-averse, counterproductive, perfectionistic, theatrical, and childish. So what is the intervention required here? D and E has to be added here. D involves a dispute to challenge the belief or the existing belief or the self-limiting negative belief. And E stands for effective new rational beliefs or installing new beliefs. So I'll take a personal example from my life. A, in my instance, was an activating event to make an educational video, which was a long-term goal. But my belief was that I am not savvy enough or articulate enough. So the C or the consequence was I will avoid doing it or postpone it. So here I am disputing my belief and preferences, and E involves making a first video in 2022, which I am doing currently. So what essentially are we doing here? We are moving from autopilot to analytical mode. According to the author Daniel Kahneman, there are system 1 and system 2. The system 1 which involves intuitive or autopilot mode, which is fast, automatic, and easy. We should move from system 1 to system 2, which involves deliberation, logic, analysis, and reflection. So what are some life applications and takeaways? Watch your beliefs and thought processes. Try to make them real, goal-oriented, and using a positive framework of mind. Plan and execute big and ambitious projects. Take time out for execution, which is more important than planning. It's never too late to change one's mindset and preferences and to get action-oriented. So what is the purpose of the ABCD model? I believe the essential purpose is well-being, which involves the factors like positive emotions, engagement, positive relationship, meaning, and accomplishment. So this is described well in the following aspects of life: the pleasant life, engaged life, relational life, meaningful life, and the accomplished life. So these are all the 5 components of well-being. So my essential message in this short video is to cheer up and work on your deep beliefs. Thank you very much.